When you play the old business game, what you're taught is everything has to start out with a goal, an agenda, a focus, a specific result or series of results that you want to produce. And you start out with these things, these targets, and then you back figure, in essence, a strategy in order to get you from where you are now to that particular outcome, agenda, focus, goal, whatever it might be. And we have to do all kinds of things to try and figure out that best strategy and optimize it and tweak it and go down different roads as we search for the best way to get to this goal or target. When you play the new business game, that's not how it works. There aren't goals anymore. There aren't targets anymore. There aren't agendas anymore. There aren't focus on producing specific results anymore. The focus comes back to you and what would be fun and pleasurable, enjoyable, for lack of a better term, for you to play with. And out of that space, focusing on you first, everything else flows. Stories, in essence, flow with you as the central character playing the lead in your movie, so to speak, in your novel, so to speak. Now, one of the things that's talked about so much, and that we have this whole kind of goal, target, back figure your strategy and get yourself from here to there, is as it relates to what might be called life purpose, life mission, serving the greater good, being of service to others. And there are many schools of thought that say you can't just run your business for you. It can't just be about you or your employees. It can't just be about the money. It can't just be about what you get out of it. It has to somehow align with your mission and purpose. It's got to have a greater purpose. It's got to somehow be providing service to the world and the community, perhaps beyond simply providing service to your clients and customers. But I'm here to tell you, and I could talk for days about this, so again, I'm giving you a 50-foot-up general kind of an overview. Everything in the new business game is exactly the opposite of the way that it is with the old business game. And as it relates to mission, purpose, serving the greater good, serving others, aligning your life purpose and mission to the business to give you more inspiration or whatever the story might be, isn't the primary focus. It isn't a target. It isn't a goal. It isn't an agenda. But here's what happens, and this is very interesting, and it may seem almost impossible for you to believe that you could actually live that way and run a business that way, number one. And number two, there may be a whole bunch of noise in your head about even if you could, you shouldn't, because that's being selfish, or that's being self-centered, or that's somehow doing something wrong. But what happens is, as you begin to play the new business game, is that the focus returns 100% to you. And it becomes all about you. As you focus to expand your own consciousness and to escape, so to speak, to bust loose from the limitations and the restrictions of the old way of being, the old business game. The focus becomes all about you and you expanding. And you expanding to the point where you can play the new business game. And when from playing the new business game, you can be experiencing what I call true joy on a daily basis, where everything that's going on in your business is fun for you. And it's experienced as a sense of ease, and it's enjoyable, and it's fun, like all games are meant to be. Challenging, yes. Difficult at times, perhaps, but fun, enjoyable, challenging, giving you an opportunity to express yourself creatively in ever-expanding ways. That's what it's really about. That's what this whole human game, as I call it, is all about, as is the business game if you really look at it from the perspective of truth with a capital T. And once you move your focus to you and you expand your consciousness, you bust loose, you begin to play the new business game, then it becomes a choice. What do I want to play with? What would be fun for me? And if that includes something that would be of service to others in the way that these kinds of dynamics are taught and suggested to you, if this has been part of your path, then that's what you'll do. And if that is not what you feel motivated to do, then you will pursue whatever path it is that interests you and that would be fun for you and that would give you an opportunity to creatively express yourself. But the focus becomes all about you. And there are all kinds of opportunities to play what I call the service game, the charity game, the save the world game, the fix whatever problem it might be in the storyline of what's going on throughout the world. There are wonderful games that can be played there, and they're a lot of fun, but it's just a choice at that point. It's not a must. And there isn't any need to try and intellectually figure any of this out or figure out what's my life purpose, what's my mission, what am I really passionate about, and how can I bring that into my business. There isn't a struggle to try and figure this out, or if you do get clarity on it, how do you bring that into your business and align it, and how do you make decisions day to day based on that. All of that goes away, and it becomes about, again, you simply playing the business game for the sheer pleasure of playing, and the rest of it takes care of itself. The alignment, the service, if it's important to you, sales, profits, everything else takes care of itself once you have expanded your consciousness to a certain point, busted loose, and you're playing the new business game. Now, I realize this can be very difficult to accept, almost impossible to believe, and again, there can be all kinds of noise about there's something bad or wrong if you're doing things just because you want to, because it's fun for you. But let me tell you, I have so many fascinating and amazing things that will really blow your mind to say about this whole issue of serving others and serving yourself, that if you choose to go down this path will really blow your mind and open up all kinds of possibilities for you, because there are so many amazing and intricate lies and illusions and stories that have been built into that specifically to prevent you from winning the old business game and experiencing the kind of true joy and fun and satisfaction and fulfillment that is your natural right and your natural state, and that is your natural experience as you're playing the new business game.